Hi friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. For today's video, I'm going to be taking everything I spent last week, which I already figured out in a previous video, my expense tracking video for this week. I'm going to be taking all of that information, plugging it into my 2-page hybrid budget worksheet here so that I can see how I'm doing overall for the month of June. This is my weekly check-in, so if you're interested in that, just keep on watching. Okay friends, so if you watched my expense tracking video from yesterday, you will know we spent a ton of money this week, and doesn't that just seem to be the case every week lately? If you missed that expense tracking video, I'm going to go ahead and link it for you in a card above as well as down below, so you can go and check it out so that you can hear me talk about what we spent, why we spent it, and a little bit about some decisions we made regarding our budgeting goals for the month and just in general for the rest of the year. Definitely check out that video if you missed it. I did a little bit of rambling in that video, but there's some good info there, so check it out. Today I'm going to take that information and plug it into my hybrid budget. So if you've never seen my 2-page hybrid budget before, it is a place where you can budget by month as well as by week and get a general look overall at you know, your monthly budget. It's all right here at a glance in 2 pages. Of course, I have other worksheets that you can use to get more in depth with it. I have expense tracking worksheets and sinking fund worksheets and everything, but this 2-page hybrid budget is everything at a glance. I like to write out a monthly budget, and then I like to break down my variable expenses by week, which is what I do here in these weekly sections. There's a section here for savings where I can write down and keep track of all the deposits I made into my savings accounts. There's a place here for sinking funds and a place here to keep track of my debt payments. So I'm going to take the information from my expense tracker and get it plugged in here so we can see how we're doing overall. I'll figure out what we have remaining in all of our variable categories. We'll see how we're doing with our debt payments and our bills, and hopefully we are still on track to be under budget for the month, although this $422.94 that we spent on food and household this week has me a little nervous about whether or not we'll be able to stick to our overall food and household budget for the month, but we'll see. So we're filling in this week 3 section here. This is my week 3 check-in. We're also going to fill in what we paid in bills and the debt payments that we made. And we're actually going to start with debt payments today right here. That way I don't have to use this kind of second page anymore. Most of what we're going to be filling in is on that first page of the worksheet. This, by the way, is my lulling leaves pattern. It's the pattern I released for June, but my budget printables are available undated so that you don't have to just use them in June. You can use them any month of the year. So if you like this pattern and you like to snag it, my Etsy shop is linked down below. I have lots of other fun patterns as well, so definitely check out my Etsy shop if you are interested in printables. All right, so the debt payments I made this week are in this bright pink color. We paid a total of $864 to debt this week, which is awesome. These are minimum payments, that sort of thing. And the first one from the week you can see here highlighted in pink. We did make a payment to Subaru for our vehicle, and we paid $650, which is exactly what we budgeted. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. In fact, all of these numbers are exactly as budgeted. These are minimum payments, and actually the Subaru payment is more than the minimum payment, but that's kind of the minimum payment that we decided amongst ourselves, my husband and I, that we were going to pay every month to try to pay it off quicker. So we did pay $650 to Subaru as planned. To our Ashley card, the minimum payment was $156, and that is what we paid. And First Merchants Bank, we paid $58, which is what we budgeted as well. This minimum payment is likely going to go up. As I mentioned, I did talk a little bit about debt in my expense tracking video, so if you want to have more information about that, you can go watch that video, or you can just stay tuned for my debt update. At the end of the month, I'll be talking more in depth about what's going on with this card and why we have chosen to use it and add to our debt. So be on the lookout for that update coming soon. But for now, it was $58. That is what we paid. So we have taken care of all of our minimum payments for the month. I don't anticipate us paying anything extra to debt. We didn't budget anything. I don't think we will probably make any extra debt payments, but I'll leave that blank for now because the month's not over. You never know what's going to happen. So that's it then for this page. So I can flip back here to this monthly page, and I'm actually going to just pull this right out of my budget planner. I have all of my budget printables punched using an arc punch and put onto a set of Happy Planner discs, which I absolutely love. Makes it super easy to just pull this out, rearrange things, and makes it a lot easier to write when I don't have to write up against the discs. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and fill in the bills that we paid for the week. And bills, as you can see here, I have highlighted in blue to make it super easy. So the bills we paid this week were YouTube Premium, and we paid $17.99 for that. So for YouTube Premium, I budgeted $18, so we did come in under budget there by just a penny, but every penny counts. And then the other bill we paid this week was Planet Fitness, and that amount that we paid was $10, which was just as anticipated. And then really quickly, I have my debts listed individually here as well, so I'll just fill those numbers in. It's a little redundant having them in both places. I may not do that next month, but we'll just kind of see. So I did pay $650 to Subaru. I did pay $58 to First Merchants Bank. I did pay $156 to Ashley. So as far as bills go, we have paid most of our bills for the month. Oh, you know what? Did I have a Weight Watchers payment come out? I thought I remembered seeing that on my credit card statement. Give me just a second to look. Okay, so it did come out, but it didn't. It came out this morning, so that's why I was a little confused. That'll show up in next week's check-in. So we've got Weight Watchers, motorcycle insurance, car insurance, and Netflix left in terms of bills. Everything else has been paid, and everything has come in either under budget or right on the money, which is good news. That's what we like to see. Okay, so then the only thing left for this check-in is to figure out how much we spent in our variable categories and how much is remaining. So our 4 variable categories that we are tracking is food and household, which encompasses all of our groceries, any eating out we do, as well as any household items that we purchase, any gasoline, which we were so blessed this week to have someone in our lives fill our gas tank for us as you know, a very generous gift, which we so appreciated. It was a complete surprise, but we appreciated that so much. Gas prices being so high, it was a true blessing. So spending is the 3rd category, and then miscellaneous is the final category. So for food and household, you can see, whew, it was a lot of spending. We had some eating out this week. We had a barbecue that we threw for Father's Day. We stocked up on some items. As I said, watch that expense tracking video if you want to hear the whole rundown of what we spent and why we spent it. But the total we spent this week was very high, $422 with 94 cents. Look, every week it just goes up and up and up. That is kind of opposite of what we usually see. Typically in a month, I spend the most in the first week and then less in the subsequent weeks, but this month has been an anomaly. It's definitely not been the case. So in order to figure out what I have remaining in my food and household budgets for the rest of the month, I need to take what I had remaining last week, which was $598.70, and subtract what we spent this week, which was $422.94, and that's gonna leave us, I don't know if you guys can see that, with $175.76. So technically, let me take a look at my calendar here. Technically, we usually do our grocery shopping on Monday or Tuesday, sometimes Sunday lately. It's been kind of all over the place, but technically, if I'm looking at my calendar here, we have just one Monday left, because the grocery shopping that I did here on the 20th is for this upcoming week. So technically we only have like one big grocery shopping trip left for the month. But I know we are out of some household items. We definitely need toilet paper, paper towels, that sort of thing. We decided not to go to Sam's Club this month because just with the way that the spending has been happening, we didn't think we had enough money for Sam's Club, so we'll probably be buying those things from Walmart. So it might be tough to stay under this $175 mark, but we're gonna try. We'll see what happens. If we come in a little bit over budget, it's not gonna be the end of the world, because we've been so blessed with gas this month. We did not have to fill up gas in the first week. We had just a little bit of gasoline that we put into our lawnmower and our UTV up at the campground and that sort of thing, $26. And then this week, when my car was completely empty, we did have that blessing happen, so we actually didn't have to spend anything in gas, which means we still have that $224 remaining for the rest of the month. Now, I will need to fill up my gas tank once more, at least before the end of the month, but it's not going to cost $200. We really got lucky with gas this week. Between not driving quite as much, we made the conscious decision not to drive a ton in the first couple of weeks of June, because gas prices have been so high. Gas prices have come down a teeny tiny little bit here in my area, and we didn't have to fill our gas tank last week. So we got really, really lucky. We have an overabundance of gas money, which will probably help offset any overages we have in other categories. All right, for spending, we did take $100 this week as anticipated. That happened on that Tuesday, or it was actually Wednesday, I think. So we are good to go there. We still have $200 remaining for this week coming up, and then I believe we have that last Tuesday of the month. Yeah, so we'll get paid. Technically today is the 21st. I should have filmed this yesterday, but I'm a little bit behind. So we'll pay ourselves once for week 4, and then, is that right? I've confused myself. Either way, we are on track with spending, so that's good to go. And then for miscellaneous, I took out our miscellaneous money in cash at the start of the month, so we have nothing remaining, but nothing spent and nothing remaining in terms of that. Since it's all in cash, I counted it all as spent in that first week. I do have cash left though, so we're in good shape there. So overall for the month, I think we're going to be in good shape. I think we're going to be able to come in under budget because of our overabundance in gas here, and because of the fact that we are under budget in some of our bills. I think even if we overspend some in this food and household category, we'll be able to make up for it in other places. So I think it's going to be okay, but we'll kind of have to see how it goes in these last like 10 days of the month. So be on the lookout for another update next week as we kind of get everything updated and wrapped up, I guess. Most likely what I will do, even though, yeah, see, that's why I was confused. That last week, or the 5th week in June, right here, starts on Tuesday. So it's just the 28th, 29th, and 30th. So that's why I was confused about the spending money there. So we really only have like 10 days of the month. I think it's gonna be okay. I think we're gonna end up coming in under budget overall, but you never know what's gonna happen with crazy prices being what they are right now. Everything's kind of up in the air, but hopefully we'll be able to stick to the budget, come in under budget overall. So really quickly before I say goodbye, let me just get a total here for this. The amount that we spent total in variable expenses, $422.94 plus 100 was $522.94. Shouldn't have needed my calculator for that, but the amount remaining then is $175.76 plus 224 plus 200. Excuse me. Is $599.76. Just gonna double check my math here by taking what I had remaining last week, which was $1122.70, and subtracting the $522.94. That leave, oops, 94, not 97, Jesse. That does leave $599.76. So we've got that amount left for our variable expenses for the next 10 days. It's gonna be tight, but hopefully we can make it. And that's it for this check-in. So if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'd love to have you come back. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me how you're doing so far in June, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.